I had to go through it. I had to fight through it. And I don't call it going through stuff anymore. I call it growing through things.
Yeah.
Obviously, because we're not, at the end of the day, we're not going to be the same person that we were before we started this journey.
Yeah.
So I was given an ultimatum: leave your keys or stay. I left my keys.
Good decision.
I left my keys, and that was probably the best decision that I made. And like, that was when I was, kind of shedding everything. I don't have to be codependent on a drink or anything of that sort. I'm stronger than that.
Humility is a powerful thing, man. Especially when you don't plan on it.
And when life slaps you,
Who are you?
who are you?
What is up, everybody? This is Joe Adams, and welcome to the Relentless Pursuit Podcast. What we do on this podcast is bringing guests from all different backgrounds, all different walks of life, to share their journey and everything along the way that led them to where they're at today. We're here to make an impact, and that is what we do. So if that is for you, like, subscribe, all those wonderful things. And if that is not for you, I don't know what your problem is, but it's time to jump on board today. Thank you. Without further ado, I would love to introduce today's guest, Tremayne Townsend.
Honored to be here, Joe. Honored to be here. Thank you for having me.
Let's go.
A part of the Relentless Pursuit podcast, man.
Dude, it's
Thank
an
you.
honor to have you.
Yes, sir.
Little backstory on how I met Tremayne. I got rid of my truck several months ago, and I think I ran into you. I saw you at the dealership.
Right.
I had to come back and get tags for my new vehicle.
Yeah.
We spoke then.
Yeah. I found your tag for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all gave me a tag that says boob.
Is that what it says on it?
Yeah.
Nice.
I went back for
Service
an
visit.
service visit, and you saw
Yeah.
my shirt. Comfort is
Saw
so good.
your shirt, back of your shirt, Relentless Pursuit.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Yeah.
But I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we are.
And then a conversation sparked, and I enjoyed that. I enjoyed talking to you that day,
Yeah.
man. You gave me a shirt. We'll get to that. And yeah, man, I was like, dude, why don't you come on my show?
Here we are. First podcast, guys. Take it easy on me.
Yeah, don't be too hard on this guy. So, Tremayne, well, it's been an honor. I love how things like this come together. Just randomly at a car dealership. I don't know. I'm just like, dude, this guy's got a story.
Absolutely.
And here you are, man. So, Tremayne, what does life look like for you today?
Oh, well, one, I'm a father before I'm anything, and I got a 6-year-old kid, man.
Yes.
But I also am in the automotive industry, selling cars, as well as a clothing brand owner and designer.
Yeah.
So I'm juggling, a few things, but being a father first and foremost is on the plate first.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You said something about the season of your life becoming a better man or something along those lines. So what feels different, without going too deep into it?
Yeah.
What feels different about the man you are today as opposed to, some years ago?
Well, the funny thing is that I went through my safe last night, just picking up different things that I have collected over time and just seeing where I have come from.
Yeah.
And one of those things was a bracelet that I had from jail. And that was just a time to reflect. It was about 2 years ago after me getting a DUI. I just look at the picture that I took and realized that I was no longer that individual, and that I have grown from that. Now I don't, I'm not saying I don't drink, but like I don't need it.
Yeah.
I don't have a taste for it. There was a minute in time to where like, I gotta watch the game with the beer. I gotta watch the game with a glass of wine. I gotta, it's Saturday night, giving myself, a pat on the back for it being Friday night and to go have a Modelo.
Crack that beer.
Like that. Yeah, like you deserve it, but essentially, like just wanting to be better in the morning.
Yeah.
And not lagging. So just really cutting certain things out of my life in order to better myself physically, which emotionally, all of that goes in hand. And so as far as what 2 years ago looked like, probably a 6-pack, 12-pack every other night, especially on the weekends with the guys watching the game.
Yeah.
I thought that was fun.
Yeah, of course.
That was my meaning of fun, but like being able to actually consciously watch certain things without having a habit of drinking. Like, I'm past that.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's just like evolution, and you can do it like with a lot more control nowadays.
Yeah.
It's interesting, you know, it goes back to what we were talking about before recording. Like we talked about shedding weight of things,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll probably circle back around to this at some point. But at some point you realize how many things in your life you could shed.
Yeah.
Like whether it's drinking, whether it's just, numerous types of habits, people, material things. I mean, there's so much that you don't even have to do anything new to get better. You can just cut a lot of shit out,
Right.
and that'll make your life better.
Speaking of shedding, like, there was a point in time to where I just asked God to break my life down and build me back up.
Yeah.
Just because I had felt like I'd done a lot, but I think it was for the wrong reasons. You know, it was for, outside people looking in, like, look, I built a home. Look, I got 2 new cars in the driveway. Look, this is why I work all these hours.
Yeah.
Internally, I wasn't happy. And so there comes, a split in a relationship, and it comes to me being by myself and understanding necessarily who I am as an individual.
Yeah.
And so when I say God said, hey, I got you, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You ask, I'll deliver. And so, like, just going through the fire of just like being rock bottom and just building myself up and continuing to climb. And like, I'm still climbing. It doesn't stop, it's constant progressing and seeing like, okay, well, what happens if I do shed this, right? My necklace broke off in the middle of the shower, and this is a necklace I had for 12, 14 years.
Yeah.
It just fell off. Said, all right, well, no longer need this.
Yeah.
It was easy to let go because that's something that was carrying from like the past. And so I was like, all right, well, that's a sign. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm looking at life totally different. Not, my necklace broke. It's like, all right, well, I guess I no longer need this. It served its purpose. It's time to put this thing up and like continue to move. It's probably a gift I'll give to my son at some point in his life.
That's cool.
But like that necklace, hey, it's a material thing. I don't need material things to make up who I am inside.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
Where do you find yourself most at peace in life today?
At the crib, chilling with my son.
Yeah.
That's just something that I enjoy doing after I get off work after a long day of selling cars and meeting new people. Like, my son is my peace, just being at the house and just hearing about his day, even though he's like, yeah, we did the same thing at school.
Yeah.
Learned about birds or whatever. But the joy he gets when he sees me come in the house is everything.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that feeling.
Absolutely.
My daughter's like, Daddy.
Like,
and she runs, and I'm like, I got my hands full, and I'm still trying to pick her up.
Right.
I'm like, dude, whatever you need.
Yeah, whatever you need.
You can't replace that, man.
At all.
That is like, man, those moments you wish you could just freeze them in time.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Before we take it back, what would you say? And then there could be a number of things, but more specifically, what is it that you're still trying to figure out?
Still trying to figure life out. I don't think anyone has life figured out, but like life and what works best for me.
Yeah.
Right. Because what works best for me probably doesn't work best for you, Joe.
No.
And so to continue to just chip away at that block that we say, just keep chipping away and just finding things like whether it's going to the gym or it's eating healthy, and navigating like, okay, well, this makes me feel good.
Yeah.
What makes you feel good?
Yeah.
Like, what is it that drives you to be the best individual that you are? Because at the end of the day, like, you're going to die by yourself. You were brought into this world by yourself.
Yeah.
Right. And so like, what is it that, gives you that juice? Yeah. What are you running on? And that's, I'm just trying to figure out life just as you are.
Yeah.
Just
100%.
as everyone else is. What drives you? What pushes you to be that? I know my son does, going to the gym, being better physically and emotionally and things of that sort. Like,
there's always room for improvement.
There's always room for improvement.
Yeah. Nobody's ever going to have it figured out, man. It's just like making it your life's goal to constantly grow and figure it out.
Yeah.
just being better every day until the
Being
end.
better every day, stack days.
It's a relentless pursuit, baby.
There we go.
Tremayne, let's take it back.
Okay.
Where do you hail from? Let's
Nashville.
go back. You from Nashville. Yeah, so take it
Nashville.
back to that, man. Talk about your childhood, some influences there that kind of led you to today. You know,
Yeah.
take the journey.
Born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee. A lot of people would say I'm a unicorn.
Yeah, I've heard that.
But I'm at home, guys.
Yeah.
You guys are here.
Yeah.
Born in Nashville, Tennessee. I am the middle child.
Yeah.
I got a couple older brothers, the younger sister and the younger brother, but I am smack dab in the middle. And so I feel like a lot of weight, necessarily either from this direction or that direction, whether it was younger sister or older brother. Like, I'm family oriented.
Yeah.
Mom and dad are heavily in my life, aunt as well. My grandmothers were, superb women, heavily involved in the church. Never met my grandfathers. So I don't know necessarily what that is like, but I get to see my son interact with my dad on a daily basis. Played football here, as well as graduating from Brentwood Academy, which is right down the street.
Nice.
Went to Austin Peay State University. Played a little semi-pro football. Dislocated a hip in the process, which still bothers me to this day.
Yeah.
And that's why we continue to just try and go to the gym and stretch it out.
Dang.
But got in the automotive industry, I guess a decade ago, which seems wild.
Yeah.
Because I was let go from a job that I was loading and unloading trucks, and just randomly walked in, and they were like, "You gotta go." I'm like, "What? What do you mean I gotta go?" Like, they made a bunch of cuts, and I guess you were one of them. So to be paid, a certain dollar amount, and they just immediately let you go without any warning or anything. I told myself I'd never work a job that told me that I was worth a certain dollar amount.
Yeah.
I always wanted to be able to make more on top of whatever energy and effort I put into my job. But yeah,
it's you talking about that. It's like, I don't believe in job security. I don't think there's any such thing.
No.
We were lied to that. We were lied to about that. And it's not like our parents intentionally told us that, but like we see now that that's,
oh man,
it's one of the biggest lies, that college education, like there's so many things that like we were fooled.
No lot. Like that is straight facts. Like, they tell us to go do this, go do that, and you'll graduate from college and you'll get paid, X amount of dollars, but you're also in debt because you took out student loans and you got to pay that back, and you're trying to fight or even go get married as soon as you get out of college.
What?
So, we don't even know ourselves.
100%. I wasn't ready to get married until I met my wife.
Right.
In my 30s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Thank God
Yeah.
I pushed till then. You know what I'm saying? Because like I was so different 10, 15 years ago. I was not ready for that. That's so much changing to do.
Not even close to it.
And it's just kind of insane, the things that we were taught. And I think, it's great too, though, because we're able to be like, wait, this is wrong. Let's re-gear.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a grind for me for the last several years.
Yeah.
It's not like there's been this big financial blessing, but I'm moving forward with purpose. But I'd much rather, I got more faith in myself to keep going than I do somebody else, deciding they want to fire me out of the blue.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm good with struggling on my own pursuit than, so I don't know, someone just being able to make the decision we don't need you anymore.
Right. And most of the time we're there to make them money.
Yeah.
Not ourselves.
Way more money than we make.
Right. They're giving us, crumbs of what they're getting.
Yeah.
And that's the way that, like,
it's insane.
It's crazy.
Well, before we dive into a lot of that, what you sounds like you were like you said, very family oriented. So your family was always close growing up.
Absolutely.
You still very close?
Still super close. Like, I can remember in elementary school, I think my brother was in like middle school at this point, but my sister and I were wearing the same size shoe at one point. Like, she wore, I think I had some Reebok Questions, some Allen Iversons, and she had some Jordans, and we just swapped. Like we were that close.
You're like, these are dope.
She is she's still in basketball, to say the least. She's a head coach up in Clarksville.
Oh, cool.
So head women's basketball coach and first year, and had some success.
Nice,
so
man.
Proud of her. Super proud of her.
Right on.
My brother, I just looked up to him. Everything that he did, I tried to do, right? Whether it was a flip off of the porch that put me in the hospital because I couldn't do it. And ended up with stitches.
Nice.
That happened. To, him being one of the best players in high school football coming through the state of Tennessee.
Yeah.
And going to the university and playing at the University of Alabama. He's two years older than me as far as grades are concerned. But 2.5 years in age. I played defense. He played offense. So trying to tackle him, a lot of people couldn't do. So like one time, like we were going, it was just him and I think he let me tackle him that time.
That was like your biggest goal. Trying to take him down.
Yeah. I think he let me tackle him that time. So it's all good. I appreciate it.
Maybe he'll see this.
Yeah.
Y'all can revisit it.
No, absolutely.
Is he still a unit?
He's still a unit. He still works out. He drives trucks now, so he's on the road and just recently got married and things of that sort. So,
what do you think were some of the most, maybe some specific moments that impacted you today that you can reflect on then?
I think just being in the backyard, man. Being in the backyard, and that's where you get tough at. Whether it's playing pillow football with all the guys in the neighborhood or whether it's playing, pickup basketball in the backyard. You got to earn your stripes, right? I can remember specifically my brother giving me one of those Green Bay helmets. Yeah. The plastic ones that had the two crossbars right here.
Yeah.
He has a Unibarius helmet, a real one now. He's like, let's go head up.
What?
I'm like, I don't have the proper equipment.
Yeah.
We end up going head up. Like everything that he did, I was he taught me how to do per se. And hey, I'm going out for pitcher this year. Why don't you be hind catcher? He throws the pitch. I close the glove too early. I got a black eye. So
it didn't work out.
Just trial and error. I ended up playing hind catcher though.
Nice.
Ended up playing, but ended up getting the right equipment to do so.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, just being in the backyard. My brother's older, so he had older friends, and they were tough as nails, and they like to pick on the little brother of the group, and that was me.
Yeah.
That was me. So you're talking anywhere from my brother, being super strong to one of his best friends being 6'8" right now.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of guys in between that helped shape who I am as far as, being mentally tough.
For sure.
And that's something that you have to have throughout this game of life that we're playing, this book of life, I'd say.
110%.
Yeah.
And a grown man need it too.
No,
brotherhood should never be something that fades away.
Right.
And we'll touch on that in a little bit. I saw somebody shared an X, a post from X,
Mm-hmm.
and it brought me back, man. But remember, there used to be a game called Smear the Queer.
Yeah. Somebody got in trouble for saying that the other day.
Where?
On I don't know if it was one of the NFL guys, but I think they said something about smear the queer, and they got in trouble for saying that.
Who had the ball? We destroy him,
Whoever has the ball, that is the target.
Yeah.
We didn't know any better, right? We're about the same age, so smear the queer was one of the funnest games playing outside.
Yeah.
Kids don't even go outside these days.
No.
It's hard to drive down the street and be you hit your brakes because some kid is darting across the street. That was us.
Yeah.
We were playing and running into mailboxes, running into cars. How'd you get that dent on your car? Oh, somebody ran my son into it. That was one of the things. Like I said earlier, we were playing pillow football.
Yeah.
We were playing.
What is that? Exactly.
Pillow football is you're using, one of those bed-sized pillows to kind of cushion you, But like we're either playing on our knees or playing downstairs in the basement. We've cleared all the couches out.
Yeah.
We're throwing the ball because it might have been raining outside.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
throwing the ball down and we're going down and we're hitting with the pillows first and
Doing crazy
making
stuff.
tackles. Yeah.
Dude, it was like you talked about, you said you got hurt like doing a flip off the front porch. My friends and I used to like steal our parents' video cameras and just replicate the Jackass videos.
Yeah.
In our own way.
I believe that. I believe that.
It was boys doing boy shit.
Right.
You know, and I think that's great. But I thought about that when you were talking about playing with them, man. Like
Yeah.
it just brought me back, man. I saw that post.
Yeah.
Now, if I announced that I was like putting on a game like that nowadays, people might read it a little bit differently.
Yeah, you might have to call it something different.
Yeah.
You might have to call it something different and come up with a different name for it. But I guarantee you, if the sun was shining and you said we're playing pickup football somewhere, there'd be a lot of guys coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of guys coming out.
Exactly.
Not me. I'm a spectator these days.
Yeah, dude. The space you live or work in sets the tone for how you feel and how you show up to the world. If it's dull, worn, or just good enough, you'll feel it every single day. Fresh Coat Surfaces in Murfreesboro, Tennessee doesn't do good enough. They transform homes and businesses with craftsmanship that you can see, quality you can feel, and pride that lasts long after the job is done. From bold statement walls that make you proud to walk in the room, to flawless exterior finishes that turn heads when people pull up, they understand the details that matter. And in The Relentless Pursuit, the details are everything. Whether you're building a business, raising a family, or you just want a space that inspires you, Fresh Coat Surfaces brings that vision to life and makes it last. Fresh Coat Surfaces. Paint your world with purpose, one coat at a time. Being the middle child, you know, you were always getting pressure from every direction or being pulled in different directions. Do you think, because you had said something about like identity and authenticity, things of that nature are big today. Do you think there was any issue with identity at that time, or like into who you became from being a middle child? Because you're trying to, you know.
Constantly evolving and trying to find myself. Being the middle child, I got in trouble the most.
Yeah. You
Trouble
hear
the
that's a
most.
thing.
Yeah, I did. Like, my laundry sheet is way longer than my brother's, my sisters
Really?
put together, combined. Absolutely. But I wouldn't change it just because I believe like it has shaped me in who I am and who I'm becoming.
Yeah.
As well. Because I mean, if we would have said, "Hey, I'm 25, I feel like I know everything," I'd be dead wrong.
Do you think there was any, like, you were chasing anything, you know, maybe to keep up or?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Being my brother who, you know, I think he was up for like Mr. Football at one time, as a senior in high school, going to the University of Alabama, and like, yeah, that's the, you know, you're his little brother, right?
How do you feel those shoes?
You can't.
Yeah.
Those are his.
Yeah.
Those are his, bud.
Yep.
My foot's bigger though. Ironically, like my foot's bigger, which is wild to say, but like, yeah, you know, in trying to feel and trying to make a name for yourself and how you go about that and navigating, you know, the way of the world, it's like, you know, everyone is, oh, you're T-Man's little brother. He had a nickname. Everybody knew him by the name of T-Man.
Yeah.
You're T-Man's little brother. And I'm like, yeah, that's me, I guess.
So there's like a struggle with like some kind of maybe comparison to a degree.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you think that affected you at all? Like,
I'm sure
down the road?
I'm sure. I'm almost positive, you know, as in like you're in the same athletic field, right?
Mm-hmm.
Both of us play football. He plays running back. I play defense. Tried to separate it a little bit. At the end of the day, like once our careers finally ended, we were able to play on the same college team together, played on the same high school team together. I went a little bit further.
Yeah.
Probably thanks to him, you know?
Yeah.
Probably thanks to him, you know, in guiding me, you know, in what to do, not to do, and in setting the examples of hard work, right?
Yeah. So that, I mean, and that doesn't even, because I think comparison you can look at it two different ways.
Mm-hmm.
You can look at it and be like, that person's life is the life I want, but I'm not going to do anything about it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to compare.
Right.
And that's going to make you miserable.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can be like, man, I want to get to that level. How do I level up in order to keep pushing, right? Like I see these huge podcast channels.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I just need to keep busting my ass.
Yeah.
It may take a little bit longer. That's fine. But it just, you look at it as a way to like, I don't know. There's a positive way to view these things and there's a negative, right? So I think your brother, from what you're saying, was a positive model for that.
Yeah.
And it pushed you to be better.
I think it's the perspective that you're looking at the comparison. And like you said, like, okay, if this person A is doing something super great, what can I grab from them to help shape me?
Yeah.
You know, is it their work ethic? Is it what they eat? You know, how can I tweak some of the things that they're doing?
Yeah.
And gradually push me, you know, upward.
Yeah.
Right? What are they doing that doesn't serve me? So we're like, okay, I'm not going to bring this over here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to continue to critique it and make it my own.
Yes.
And make everything, you know, because like there's 1 million people, 8 billion people out there. Like somebody's doing something, right?
Yeah.
Like who am I not to be like, okay, well, Gucci started their line at like 40. What did they do?
Yeah.
Like I'm not 40 yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they did something at some point to where the knob just shifted.
And that's another thing where the authenticity comes into play, because you can see someone and they got the drive, they got the work ethic. Like those things are always positive no matter where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many different things that are applicable that are going to get you to a level. But to break past this certain point, kind of like they did, you're going to have to do something different.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you're authentic. That's when you're in alignment.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's when you break away and take it to that level.
And I think everything is self-reflected. So like, you know, what are you doing yourself? Like, do you have negative things that you do in your spare time that this person is probably not doing? To where like you could cut something out of your life and shed it.
Yeah.
You know, do you stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning? Therefore, it's hard to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
What does that look like if we change those things in order to become a better person and in order to become a better individual? And so that's kind of the journey I'm on, is to where like, okay, like that doesn't serve me anymore. And I'm okay with not having that.
And you're implementing small blocks.
Yeah.
Those little moments that change everything.
Things. I had I guess it was Sunday, and my son and he calls it twin day. You know, he looks just like me. Thank God. But we were out, we went skating, and I had woke up a little bit later than normal. I was just tired. Yeah. But we went skating. But the thing about it is like once we got back home, it was probably like 4 or 5 o'clock. I still needed to do laundry. I still needed to make his lunch. He didn't have school, but I still needed to do certain things in order to prepare me for Monday. Yeah. Because essentially I got to go to work on Monday. Mm-hmm. But I'm getting in the space of like making sure that certain things are done before that clock hits on Monday, to where I don't have to worry about other things during the week. Again, like, you know, it's me and my son. Yeah. So like I have to do necessary things to make sure that our week flows as smooth as possible. Yeah. So I was like, man, I do not feel like folding the clothes. Yeah. I don't. That was my last task. And I was like, I'm going to make sure that, like, even if it's just making sure that I fold the clothes, that I get it done. Yeah. And it's those little incremental things, like, to push you over the finish line.
Yeah, it's those little things that every day that are easy to set aside and get to later, that when you stay on top of them, that really fast tracks your life in a positive way. And it's easy to do that. Yeah. I mean, I've done it. Like, oh, let's just leave I'll hit the wrinkle cycle and just grab my shirt. You know what I'm saying? I'm exhausted, dude. I'll grab that stuff out in the morning. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to do that, but then it's like, well, now you got to do more laundry, and it just takes away, man.
The flow of things.
Yeah. And one thing I've noticed too, you saying that, is that like right now I'm having more forward progress in like multiple ways in my business than I've probably ever had.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. And it's kind of overwhelming, but in a positive way. I'm just like, wow, there's a lot to take in. Like I didn't see it all going this way. And lately I've been just procrastinating at night. I've been like for years, I didn't doom scroll. I didn't sit there and scroll, but like wife will go to bed. I'm just like scrolling.
Doomscrolling is the worst.
It is the worst. And I'm like, what am I in the middle of it? I'm like, what am I doing?
Right.
And then I'm like, it's late and I still have to get up at this time and hit the ground running. Yeah. And I've just been like, so my sleep is lacked and just little things like that. My training hasn't been to the level of which I, have always held a standard. I'm still pushing and getting it in, but it's just like making little excuses. And I'm like, Joe, what the hell is wrong? Like you got all this going on, but these are like old habits and old ways. And I started looking into it. And it's actually a thing when you're like, you get hit with this massive amount of forward progress. These old habits also come forward with you.
Block is coming.
Yeah. And it's that self-awareness though, right? It's like, it's okay that I'm like, that's being done.
Correct.
But now I correct it.
Yeah.
And I don't got to flip it over on his head like that. I just got to little steps again to correct these issues.
Right.
Get to bed at a better time. All right. Phone goes down at this time, no matter what.
Yeah.
All those little things, man. So it's easy. It's just as easy to pick those habits back up after you put them away.
And the key thing about that is being self-aware.
Yeah.
Of what you're doing.
Yeah.
And understanding that, like, sometimes we do fall back in that trap, but how, as an individual that is growing, like, how can we get ourselves about it? It's easy to get out of it once you've been doing it. Like, because you are aware of what you've been doing. It's like, I've been scrolling. Set this phone down. Let me take myself to bed.
Yeah.
Let me take myself to bed.
Yeah.
Because I don't, I've probably seen this a couple of different times at this point.
Yeah. Like, why am I watching it again?
Why am I watching it again? Like,
I think social media influencers, not to knock all of them, but I think a lot of them have a massive influence on that in people. Is that it goes back to the comparison. Like, we see these people living this life, they're super fit, they got this routine, and we think it has to be that way in order to succeed or get to somewhere different with our lives.
Right.
But what do they have going? And maybe they're single. They have the freedom to do all those different things. You may be like working a long ass job.
Yeah.
You got like 2, 3, 4, 5 kids. You got to take care of your family. You're responsible for a lot of different things.
Right.
Guess what? You're not going to live that life. That's okay. But what you can still make yours as good as you possibly can. Right.
Yeah.
And that's just applying steps that apply to your life as well. Not taking somebody else's steps and blueprint and try to apply it to
firm
yours.
Believer of that, man. If you try and pick up what someone else is putting down and you try to take what they've done and put it on in your daily routine, it's not going to work because their routine is totally different from yours, right?
Yeah.
I was talking the other day and like, you eat healthy, you eat healthy, you eat healthy. I'm like, shoot, I deserve a Reese's at this point. Can't nobody tell me anything different. I worked out. I went to work. I ate what I was supposed to eat. And now I'm going to have a Reese's.
Yeah.
And no one's going to check me.
Y'all won't say shit.
No one's going to check me.
Yeah.
Like, and then I'm going to brush my teeth before I go to bed.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm going to do the things that make me happy.
100%.
And in life, like, you pick up certain things that does make you happy, that do make you happy. Like, I'll go start sewing, and just to get away and just start getting up under a sewing machine and sewing because like, I want to see the finished product come out on the other end.
That's pretty cool.
Interesting
little, it's an interesting, like a little side hobby.
Right.
I haven't heard anybody say that. That's cool though.
Yeah. So, but like what someone is doing doesn't necessarily apply to you because they're 24 hours in your 24 hours. You got a kid and a family at the house. I have a kid,
Yeah.
You might have fibroids. You know what I'm saying? You might, it might be that time of the month for, a woman and you just don't have the energy to do it.
Yeah.
listen to yourself and listen to your body. It's okay to take that one day off.
Yeah.
Just pick it back up tomorrow.
100%, dude. And, you know, you always hear people say, you always have time to do this. You have time to do this. My belief on that is almost the opposite.
Yeah.
We don't have time for anything but what we make time for.
Very true.
I make time to work out.
Yeah.
I have to put my training in at some point in the day, or it's not going to get done.
Mm-hmm.
Just implementing certain things. Like I make sure that I'm giving my daughter a bath at night and I'm laying with her going to bed, you know, like those are just things that I make sure are happening.
Yeah.
And does that make sense what I'm getting at?
Absolutely.
So yeah. It's all about what you make your time for.
Non-negotiables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got your 24 hours. Okay. What do you do with it?
What do you do with it?
Yeah.
Do you want to sleep in bed all day?
Yeah. But then you got these influencers. They know.
Mm-hmm.
But they're selling you the blueprint. They know your 24 hours ain't the same, but they're selling it to you.
That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing in their 24 hours, though.
Yeah.
Right?
And I don't necessarily knock them because, like, I get it.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily agree with it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like, they're selling it, man.
Yeah. And my thing is I don't want to be in front of the camera all day.
Yeah.
That's my hardest thing. Like, I don't want to be, like, you know, like,
oh, yeah. Nope.
You know, I'd rather just coast through and be like, oh, okay, you saw me, cool.
Yeah, I'll do this and I'll make some content, but I'm not going to have like cameras just set up in my house, like me doing routine. I just don't.
And just, you know, no knock. It is what it is, man. And, you know, that's just not the way that I'm personally structured.
Do you think at any point in your earlier life before you know, going to college and stuff like that, that you felt lost or just disconnected? And that could be spiritually or just as an individual. Was there a time you can remember, like, who am I?
You know, I say there was a point to where I had always been attached to something, someone, whether it was a girlfriend, whether it was a roommate, whether it was a team, right? So all of my life, I was attached to either a team, a person, or a roommate, you know, and it took me up, like I said, God break me down, build me back up.
Yeah.
I had to figure out who I was as a person, but that didn't come until what, 2021 or something like that, 2022.
That happens later in life.
It happens later in life. And I had to look back on it and be like high school, college, like there's always been something like codependency, right? And how are you as an individual, as a person, by yourself?
Well, I want to dive more into that then, but since that's further in the journey, I'm going to take note of that. We'll take it back. You work your way through college and stuff, because I definitely want to focus on that question right there. There was a fall that changed a lot of things. There was something that changed everything.
Yeah. The fall didn't happen until last year.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Well, so fatherhood became before that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go there. You know, working through college and everything. When you got out of school, when you're done playing football, I think this would be a pivotal point. When you knew football was done.
Yeah.
Was that hard for you? And what was it like, shit, what's next? Like, what was that transition like?
Yeah.
Because that was your life.
That was my life, right? But so I played arena football in Huntsville.
Okay.
And I broke my rib, and we were getting paid pennies on a dollar to play football, to be away from family. I'm like, $250 if you win, $250 if you win. Get stipends to go to Popeyes, which we're athletes, probably shouldn't be eating Popeyes every week after practice or whatever the case may be. But we wasn't winning a lot, so we wasn't getting the $250. And I was just like, hey, like, yeah, I'm ready to go home.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go home. And like, I had a girlfriend at the time, my son's mother. She had her daughter. And I was just like, it's time for me to just get to work. Yeah. Like, this 250 a week's not gonna cut it, and I'm not even getting 250.
That's rough.
I got room and board and a Popeyes coupon for a 2-piece and a biscuit. Like,
Yeah.
I can go home.
You get injured, they're like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, like, you know, I got a broke rib from it. Like, the wall's gonna win 100% of the time, and I just got to the point where, like, okay, I rehabbed myself back from my dislocated hip, which I was in St. Louis playing semi-pro football.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't go out like that.
Yeah.
I can't go out like that at all. So I rehabbed myself and was able and fortunate enough to try out, made the team, didn't know that I was going to make it. I just did it just because I didn't want getting carted off in an ambulance to be my last football play.
Yeah.
So that was kind of personal to me to just make sure I got back in order to play, and ended up breaking my rib. I was like, yeah, it's time to go home.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Was it pretty easy to cut then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At that point, I was like, I'm cool.
I wrote it out.
I'm cool. Like, I'm not going to the NFL anytime soon. And at this point, like, 9 times out of 10, you'll be a professional in something other than that sport.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is. It's 1%ers out there that are making that 53-man roster.
Yeah.
Which it wasn't me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm okay with that because God has other plans.
Yeah. It's, you know, when it comes to things like that, it's like you can practice all day. You can know everything to perfection, but some people just had that genetic edge, dude. That is like, that's what's sets them there. You know, they do. I mean, I knew a guy that played at UT, and he was like, dude, I'm just like surrounded by absolute monsters, you know? He got to play some plays, but he was like, I was just proud to be a part of it. You know, they won national championship, but he was like, dude, I wasn't, you know.
I remember being in Knoxville for a summer and got the opportunity to work out with Eric Berry.
Cool.
Who played safety and was just a freak of nature athlete.
Yeah.
But one thing he did, he's outworked everyone. I'm talking about outworked everyone, doing the same, you know, routine that his teammates were doing. But then after that workout, he had another workout.
Yeah.
Then he had media, and like his schedule was crazy. But like, yeah, we got done with one workout and like my shins were sore. He's like, come on, bro, you gotta get up. I'm like, what are you talking about? He said, we got another workout. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Have you ever shadow boxed for 3 minutes? I'm sure you have, because you like to go fight in the woods. But
dude,
shadow boxing for 3 minutes is not for the weak. Like,
it's not. Especially when you're intentional about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not just like throwing arms out.
Nah.
Yeah, it's a lot more.
It's a grind.
Yeah.
It's a grind. It's a long 3 minutes.
Especially if you just did like a workout that destroyed you.
Just ran in the sand, and now you're doing a shadow boxing workout for 3 minutes. And it's like, dude, I don't have any more, but you do.
Yeah.
You do.
That's the cool, man. I love that.
Yeah.
That realization that when you're at the place of like, dude, I have nothing left to give.
Yeah.
But then you also understand that I have more to give.
Right.
Dude, that's powerful.
Yeah.
That's what gets you to, that's what separates from like just average to exceptional. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You do. That'd be a good shirt, by the way.
You know,
just saying.
Just saying, right?
But so that was like, so you would cut the cord with football. You moved back home. Yeah, so take us into that a little bit, and you know, just like
now I'm
your
working
son
at
coming
like
into the world.
Now I'm working at like, dude, it seems so long ago. But I was working at like Finish Line in Cool Springs Mall.
Yeah.
Just slanging shoes at that time.
Yeah.
And I think I worked at Xerox, which was call center. I was at Central Transport after Xerox, and that's who let me go abruptly. It was just budget cuts, I guess.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's the way of the world, right? You just come in and, okay, your job's gone. Cool, find something else. So then that was the point to where, like, I got in the car business. And went from a sales consultant to floor manager to finance to sales manager. and just worked my way up.
How do you enjoy that?
How did I what?
How do you enjoy that?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love meeting new people.
Yeah.
I love helping people. So those two things, like, ask me to a gear ratio or anything of that sort, and I'm like, yeah, I got to look it up. Do you like the car?
Yeah, I call one of the, the guys in the back up.
Yeah, like, you ask me, how many, look, man, 2,500 Denali, like, what is that what you want? Like, but like changing oil and things of that sort, I'm not that guy. I like to help people.
Yeah,
I like to help people and assist people find the vehicle just based off their wants, needs, and desires.
Yeah.
But like you want me to go up under the hood? Hey man, I guess it got rust. Like,
just get a little brush. Like, it should be good.
It'd be all right? I'm just honest, man. I'd rather be transparent with someone.
Yeah.
And somebody asks me, hey, what do you think about this vehicle? And I'm like, yeah, no. No, but, at the end of the day, I'll sell you whatever it is that you want. But the car business changed my life. I was able to, build a home from the ground up, something that I thought that I wouldn't, necessarily be able to do or dreamed of and things of that sort. I was able to have, the latest and greatest cars at that time of my life, which I thought was life.
Yeah.
Which I thought was, and just internally I wasn't, super ecstatic, super happy. It was a grind just to get up in the morning and make it to work.
Yeah.
And then, like, in any sense, all things come to an end. At that point, I was going to Houston to visit my sister for Thanksgiving. First time in her home, first time hosting Thanksgiving, and I was told that I couldn't go. I was told that I couldn't go because the general manager said I couldn't go. At that point in my time, Joe, I was like, yeah, my son's getting on a plane for the first time. Not without me. Not going to happen. So I was given an ultimatum: leave your keys or stay. I left my keys.
Good decision.
I left my keys, and that was probably the best decision that I made. And like upon that journey, like that was when I was, kind of shedding everything.
I remember hearing some clip. He was like, it's something along the lines of like, you're never successful. Like, so I built this idea of like, well, if I keep success out of reach at all times, it'll keep me moving forward towards it.
Right.
But like along the way, I like totally disregarded any successful things I did.
Yeah.
And dude, I just got consumed by like, just progress. And dude, it's like, I could see where a lot of entrepreneurs get lost in that.
Get burnt out.
You lose yourself, and I never want to do that.
Yeah.
That's the core of everything I do. So yeah, man, I had to re-gear all that, bro. Like I've been healthier, better blood pressure from it.
I mean, in a sense, man, it might have been like just the way that the world works is like, hey, you built this Instagram page up, but like not the right way.
100%. I mean, I had all these photo shoots with my old athletes and people that are like no longer associated with my life. Like people that I once trusted that like I detest now. And I don't mean, wish them the best. Well, I'm not going to say that. I just like
love them from afar.
Yeah. I had a lot of resentment towards a lot of people for a long time. And that screwed with me too. And I think, like that page being deleted, it was like, hey, this is what you were.
Right.
This is where you're at now.
Yeah.
Start from the bottom. You were talking about it, man. Oh, we're going to get to this because like you were talking about starting from the bottom and like learning how to be without a team and all that shit. I really want to dive into that. But you were talking about flying out of state with your family.
Out of state.
Yeah. So
I was hit with the ultimatum of like, leave your if you go, leave your keys. And so at that point in time, as I'm shedding, going through this process of life, like I felt okay.
Yeah.
I knew God had me, and like I just set the key down, and the person asked me, so who are you going to go work for next? And like Michael Jordan said, I took that personally.
Yeah.
I took that personally.
Chip on the shoulder.
A chip on the shoulder. So I didn't work the following year. I took a whole year off.
Dang.
I took a whole year off.
You must have been doing pretty well there to be able to.
I was, making great money. Make that last check I walked out of, or when I got my last check, I was like, wow, I just can't believe I just walked away from that. But like they say, like, money can't buy you happiness. It can help with it. But like, if you're at a job that you don't, get along with, other employees, and it's a struggle to get to work every day and just to be in that environment, like, you're doing it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
You're doing it for the absolute wrong reasons. And so like, I had to learn that. I had to learn that, like, chasing this dollar, doesn't actually bring me happiness. I do.
Yeah.
I do.
It's your choice.
It's my choice, right? And so for that person to ask me who I was going to work for next, I was like, no one. You know what I'm saying? I took it super personal, and I didn't work for a whole year.
Yeah.
And that year was great.
Yeah.
That year was great. I got to travel. Got to go do some things, got to go see some things that I haven't seen before, because I wasn't really necessarily traveling when I was in my previous relationship. So just being able to get out and go, there, see, get on the plane by myself.
Yeah.
What? I'm usually always going with someone. So to just even be able to get on the plane by myself and go out to LA and just see what LA was like. That was my first time, and it was a great experience to be able to. But I will say, yet and still, like, that was probably one of the best times of my life. But like, at the same time, I didn't know necessarily what depression was.
So you think at that time you were facing that?
I was in the middle of the thick of it.
So this is the time where you were starting from, like, just learning how to be
an individual.
Yeah.
Individual, man. Like, so I'm talking about, there's highs. There's like, all right, hey, bud, one of my best friends, hey, there's a Thursday night game in Philly. We can go to that game. We can go see a game in New York, and then come back for the Titans Monday night football game. We were doing just like fun things like that.
Yeah.
And we took a Uber from Philly to New York and had a great time. At the same time, I come back home and it's empty. My son may be with his mom, but like, majority of the time, I was in a crib by myself. You're talking about coming from a crib that like had multiple individuals in that household to a townhome to where like it's you. Majority of the time, I get my son after he's out of school or whatever the case may be. But like, yeah, I'm an empty nester.
Yeah.
I ain't never been like this.
It's a interesting place. Like, it's because you feel good, like, when you're out, like, maybe you're at the place where you could go sit and eat by yourself and be happy in that.
Yeah.
But then at night, for some reason, it's a different. Yeah.
That's a lot of it's a lot of thoughts of, like, dang, like, is this really what I want? Is this really who I am? Like, I was waking up, I was smoking every day. Like, it was just, the people are like, I wanted people to come over all the time. And when it got time for me to move, none of those people were there.
Yeah.
That's a reality check in itself. Everyone's always around for the good times, the happy times, right? But when stuff hits the fan, it's like, who's really down for me?
Dude.
Who's really there?
That hits me to my core.
Yeah. Yeah. So I had to go through it. I had to fight through it. And I don't call it going through stuff anymore. I call it growing through things.
Yeah.
Obviously, because we're not, at the end of the day, we're not going to be the same person that we were before we started this journey. And so my perspective is I'm growing through it.
Yeah.
And that's how I like to look at it. I grew through that to where, like, shoot, I don't have to be codependent on a drink or anything of that sort, or I don't have to go resort to just smoking a black and mild anymore. Like, I'm stronger than that.
Yeah.
I'm stronger than that.
How did you overcome that?
God.
Yeah.
It's just, obedience and faith. Like, it's something that you picked up in college or whatever, and it continues to kind of just carry on with you. But then I look back at it and I'm like, my mom don't, my dad don't, my brother don't, my sister don't, my grandmother didn't. How did I?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, nah. I'm like, nah, man. Like, and then like, I have my son and it's like, I want to be around for him.
100%.
Me smoking every day, that don't help the situation. What is my legacy that I'm building? What is the foundation that I'm building for my son? What is he picking up?
Yeah.
What is he picking up? Like, is he picking up the fact that dad's coming in and having a Modelo at night? Yep. Hey, Dad, you're on your third one. I heard that. Do you know how that feels?
Yeah.
Oh, you're watching and you can count.
Right. Worst case, my daughter might want some energy drinks.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So like
Yeah.
he notices those things and like I'm the example.
Yeah.
I'm the blueprint now.
Yeah. It's interesting how they pick up. Like my daughter, always, and my fanny pack has everything.
Yeah.
I've always got my fanny pack.
I've never not seen you with the fanny pack.
Dude, you probably won't. You probably won't, dude.
Yeah.
I need a fanny pack sponsorship.
For sure.
JanSport, what's up?
Come on now.
I like the JanSport, man. Good price. They last forever.
Yeah.
I gotta plug it. But I always have one on, man. And it's just, I don't know, it's just a thing.
Yeah.
And I have all my keys in there, phones, wallet, and I like having all my stuff together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never like, where's my keys?
Right.
But I always had like my can of dip, and I pull it out. My daughter is like, I want some.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, you can't have this,
Grown-ups.
She's like, Daddy's medicine. And I'm like, yeah, it's Daddy's medicine. And like, because I can't explain to her now, I'm like,
right.
Oh, it's tobacco. It's this addictive. She's going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? And, but even then I pull out like these and she said medicine. And I'm like, yeah. And, eventually I'm going to tell her, like, listen, and I'm going to be real with my daughter. Like, hey, this is, at a certain point, I'm going to have to tell her the reality of life. Like, I'm not going to lecture her, but like, this is the things your dad's been through,
right.
with substances and stuff like that. I do this because I have had issues, and I want you to learn from that. And I believe in being honest about that. Right. But they absorb everything, so, and they're paying attention, man, more than you realize. And I told a friend of mine this morning, because he's going through a hard time. Mm-hmm. I was like, good morning, bro. And I said, dude, he's got a son. And I was like, one thing I want to give you something to put in the back of your mind. One thing I always tell myself, especially when maybe I'm not meeting the bar in certain aspects, even little habits.
Right.
And something that always hits me, I'm like, be the man you want your daughter to marry one day. And I said, so for you, be the man you want your son to become. Mm-hmm. And did I hit him? He's like, thank you for that, And I think that's just always a good reminder. Like anybody that has a son, be that man,
right.
But also for your daughter, be the example. No. Like, who do you want her to, you get what I'm saying? And that's just so important to me. And I think that's just one thing that always sticks.
Yeah.
So simple too.
Self-consciously, man, you start to think about things before you do those things. Mm-hmm. So now, even if I do want to go out, I'm like, all right, living in Murfreesboro, like it's going to be $40 to get downtown. It's going to be $40 back. That's $80. I ain't even had a drink. All right.
Yeah.
It's $80. I ain't had a drink, which is cool. But like, I'd probably rather just save my little 80.
Yeah.
And just be at the house.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
If I blow that money on anything, it could be like Uber Eats for me and the kid or something, what I'm saying?
Let's go eat.
Let's
go eat.
Food.
Yeah, let's go eat, And so like, the dynamic just kind of shifts when you start to put those things in perspective as we get older, because hangovers now, like, they're not like a couple of hours. They're like 2-3 days to get back.
Oh,
right.
I couldn't imagine right now.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine getting like plastered.
Oh, I don't want.
It's been so long. It's been so long, but I know I would be like,
like
I need an off day or 2 or 3.
Not for real though. You gotta. It's like self-consciously. It's like, man, I don't know if that's good for me today.
Yeah.
I'll put it off.
And again, you want to be that. At the end of the day, like it's so important for you to be that example for your son.
Yeah.
And like I feel like you said God, and I'm sure like having a son probably helped kind of pull you out of that place too.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Oh, Absolutely. And it's been a challenge, bro. Nothing about it has been easy. Like when my son was, I think maybe 2, is when I got my last Dewey.
Mm.
And
So not to interrupt, but yeah, take us to when you had your son,
mhm.
because you got the Dewey, and then I see where you're at now, and you're
Yeah.
like, nah.
Yeah.
So that was obviously a big shift. So when you had your son, what kind of place were you in? What was that experience like? And then what was your lifestyle like until you got the Dewey?
I mean, I had a home life. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd coming home, like I said, we built a home from ground up.
Yeah.
So, but at the time that I got the Dewey, not to place blame on anyone but myself, it was a hard time. We were going opposite directions
Yeah.
as far as me and his mom. Uh, and I took it upon myself to think that I had control of things, and I didn't. And God has a crazy way of just reminding us of, who's in charge.
Mm.
I thought I was doing, necessarily the right thing. And I have plenty of stories where I thought I was doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And just, by the grace of God, like I'm still here to this day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just in a time that, was not the happiest at that point in time, relationship wise, and not out in town with the guys, having fun, letting our hair down, like having a good time. It was all for the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes we take it a little further, and I had to realize that I probably shouldn't have been behind the wheel. Like it's wild. The story is, we were in Cool Springs. Well, we were downtown.
Mm-hmm.
We were downtown. I think we ate at like Amerigo or something like that. Had a good time. It was 4 of us. One of the guys who was married, who still is married, is like, guys, I'm gonna go home.
Yeah.
Super responsible, right? I'm gonna go home, right?
Yeah.
The other 3 were like, let's go to Cool Springs. Let's, have a drink. We're already downtown, right?
Yeah.
Like there's plenty of things to get into around here, but we decided to go to Cool Springs. And we had a good time out there.
Yeah.
Had a good time out there. Now it's time to go home. And everyone goes their separate ways. We're supposed to get on the boat the next morning for a birthday. I thought I was going home, Joe. I thought I was going home. And I wasn't. I lived in Hermitage at the time. And so from Cool Springs, I ended up in Columbia, Tennessee. It was 2 total opposite ends of the spectrum. And like, so I don't know, God just had his hands around me at that time. And I fell asleep, I guess. I fell asleep, and I guess my vehicle swerved over into the next lane, bumped another car, and I had to pull over and face what I had just done. And like in that sense, man, it's the driver, the passenger, and they got out the car with a kid. And for that, I was like, my life was really, and selfish of me, my life was almost over, but I almost killed a whole family at that time. And I could see why they were, visibly upset.
Yeah.
They're traveling in the middle of the night trying to go home or wherever the case may be. But like God had all of us. I don't know those people to this day. But to be able to be corrected in that sense of, straightening up, pulling off to the side of the road, and just officer looking at my license. So where are you headed? I said, I'm headed home. He said, where's home? Is it on this address? And I'm like, yeah, in Hermitage. He said, well, do you know you're in Columbia? I just put my head down because I knew, like, it's no way out of this one, bud.
Joyriding?
It's no way out. I just missed a turn, I guess, and just kept going.
Yeah.
I just kept going. there was no reason for me to be headed southbound to Columbia.
Yeah.
And Columbia is 30 minutes away from Cool Springs.
Simple question: had you stuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that in a sense, man, it's like my brother and my sister have never been in that much trouble, right?
Yeah.
But you know, my parents and they came to pick me up. My son was in the car.
Mm.
So that's definitely, you know, just something to rationalize. Like, dang, like you were 2 seconds away from just messing everything up in your life at that point in time. And it's amazing. It's amazing that like you're still able to be here, be breathing, be living, and able to tell about it, able to tell this story.
Yeah, and the family's safe.
And the family's safe.
Yeah, you know. I mean, you bumped them a little harder. You know, who knows what would have happened? It's
Who
so
knows?
crazy to think how, like, you know, you talk about the void and those intrusive thoughts, right? Like, I'm sure everybody's been driving down the road and you've had them. I was talking to a buddy about this, you know, the call to the void, they call it.
Mm-hmm.
This is a whole thing. And like, you're driving down the road and you're like, man, I could just like, there's cars coming.
Yeah.
I could just like drive into them.
Right.
You know, like everybody, I'm sure at some point has had some kind of thought like that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't do it.
Right.
I mean, you know,
Right.
but that little decision,
Mm-hmm.
that small thing is what separates you from like, you know, moving on with your life and being a total psychopath. But it just comes down to those little instances, man. Like I can recall several instances along like yours where I've been very lucky, man. I'm like, dude, that could have been so worse.
Yeah.
Like people could have died.
That's a tap on the shoulder. That's a tap on the shoulder. It's not the only tap that I've had, though.
Same.
You know, I don't necessarily say, you know, I was an alcoholic or anything of that sort.
Yeah.
I believe I've abused it at times. I'm not dependent on it.
Yeah.
But I believe that like excessively, like we were drinking in the basement, like you know, like let's go through this 24 pack of Natural Lights or whatever the case may be. Yeah. Like, you know, and that's just how we, you know, started to grow up is, you know, in high school, like and I was telling my parents this the other day, like my first time getting drunk was in high school, taking shots of Mike Hart's lemonade, and drinking Grey Goose and listening to a song. I'm on that Grey Goose. Do I Know You by Starlito and Young Jeezy. But like I woke up the next morning and had no idea where I was at.
Yeah.
Gash on my head. So like it hasn't ever been my friend.
No. It has, and it isn't most people's.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, but it was so normal. And yeah, when I was a kid, I mean, after football games, everybody would come to my house. You know, I was on the team and like, it'd be, all right, let's go to Joe's house and party in the basement. You know,
right.
It was easy access and like, that's what we did.
Mm-hmm.
And you just keep pushing your luck. And then when I was in the military, like, dude, I was stationed in Panama City. Let's slap you in Panama City at 19 years old and say you're an adult.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, there's a lot of bars. There was just, and a lot of, there's a lot of memories that are lost because like I was blacked out.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a lot of my life.
Yeah.
Most of the time it leads to a negative outcome in some way. Yeah. And I've made some poor decisions on it.
Absolutely.
And, but you've learned from it, man. And I know that like that moment you saw your son, that probably was like such a massive shift for you.
Man, I still got the bracelet because when he turns 21, I'm going to let him know, hey, it's okay, but it's a lot of consequences that come with it. And oftentimes we even think that we have control over the situation and we really don't, which, you know, is to my incident of where I fell.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't behind the wheel at that time.
Oh.
Yeah. So, you know, my brother and I, like my brother's my best friend. So we're out having a good time.
How far after the DUI was this?
This was 3 years.
Okay.
So my son's 6 and I just had the fall last year. In a sense of like, you know, I tried to take proper precautions, get an Uber here, get an Uber there, make sure that, I'm not behind the wheel.
Yeah.
Right? Let me learn from my mistakes, not get behind the wheel this time, trust somebody else driving, get me to point A, point B safely. We're out, we're having a good time. And I asked my brother about it the next morning because blacked out.
Yeah.
Overly, excessively, like just taking it there to have a good time. Blacked out. Wake up the next morning, I go take a shower, and I come back to my bed, and there's blood on my bed. And I'm sore. Like I had just played a football game.
Yeah.
And I asked my brother, I said, dude, what happened last night? He's like, you fell. Like, what do you mean I fell? He's like, man, you got out the car, and I don't know if you missed your step or what, but you fell. And Joe, to like not know that you fell is probably one of those scariest things.
Yeah.
Because one, you didn't have any control over it. Two, you don't know where you landed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can fall head first into a curb and gone,
yeah.
Right? And so like to think about that, I was like, oh my God. Like that was really something that could have been detrimental to like life in itself. But like at the same time, you thought you were taking the proper precautions to not drink and drive.
Yeah.
Which is where all your quote unquote trouble stem from. But in reality, it's the excessiveness of how you abuse the alcohol that you were drinking at the time.
Yeah.
And so another tap, hey, I still got control over things. You're abusing this over here.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, I was just like, yeah, it's not for me.
It's a deeper lesson.
It's a deeper lesson, dude. It's a deeper lesson. Like you might think that you're doing the right thing. You might think that you have control, but you still abused it.
Yeah.
How does that even work? How does that even work? 'Cause I still have control over you doing daily things like walking, getting out of a car. Like, you don't work without me, bud.
Exactly.
What do you think this is? You're not bigger than the program.
Yeah.
So I had to shift some things, man. I had to shift some things and have it come to, and not that I was like necessarily drinking every night then at that point. Like, it was just like, hey, this is a weekend. Let's have fun this weekend. Go overboard.
Yeah. Some people, I mean, because you can have people that don't drink often, but when they do, it's just so excessive. Like, that doesn't make it any better.
Yeah.
Just because you do it every once in a while.
Right. It doesn't make it any better.
Yeah.
You got to have some self-control, self-discipline within that. And it's all a learning experience. And I'm like, man, at this point, I'm not saying like I will never have a drink again, but like I don't need it to continue.
Yeah. Especially like get like blackout. It's like, I can just imagine if my wife's chill. She trusts me so much. I mean, last year it was like the first time I went out in years, and my buddy had been inviting me for a while. It was my friends Tez and Brian, and she was like, yeah, Joe, just go she's like, just go hang out with them. And it was chill because we went to like a couple rooftop bars and like a speakeasy. It was like not Broadway. It was like, okay.
Right.
I had like 2 drinks.
Pretty grown, right?
Yeah. I had like 2 drinks the whole night. Like one at the beginning of the night, one middle, and then I just didn't drink. I was drinking water.
Right.
Because I was, I wanted to go home safely. And she was like, if you need to pass out there. And I'm like, babe, I'm not. Like, I love your trust in me, but like, it just doesn't feel right. Like, not driving home to my family. Sure. And, but it's also like, say I did get trashed and my wife called me. She's like, Joe, meet me at the hospital. There's an emergency, with Ozzy. And like, and I'm in this state of mind where I don't even remember, like, talking about the fall, like,
right.
God.
Yeah. How do you handle that at that time?
And you can't escape it. You're stuck in that. You're stuck in that state of mind. Like, there's no sobering up.
You're sloshed.
You're sloshed. I mean, and it's just like, dude, that would be like, I don't know how I would handle that.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just like not even chance something.
For sure.
It's like one of those things too. Those reminders, I don't know. It's just like little things you just keep in the back of your mind. Not
You
to
do.
live in fear, but also like,
Just to make a conscious decision.
yeah,
You know, like just to make a conscious decision of what's most important to me. If my son needs me in the middle of the night,
you need to be there. So you're at this place where you had that harsh reality.
mm-hmm.
And I think that obviously, like you said, it made things click.
Yeah,
You separated yourself from that. And that was when you said last year?
yeah, it was
Damn.
last year.
So things have changed a lot then. So tell me, I guess, how life has changed for you since then, making that decision, and, you know, kind of get into, you know, your passion around the fashion thing. I'd like to, you know, talk about your brand a little bit.
Life since then, man, I'm more focused on, you know, the details of like every day, as far as like, you know, doing routine things before bed, whether that's making my son's lunch or, you know, reading a book or making sure he brushes his teeth and things of that sort and keeping me occupied, not necessarily in front of the TV to where like I would feel more comfortable just taking a sip, right? That's a habit. So like either just reading a book or listening to, you know, an audio book or something like that. It's hard to, you know, kind of hone in on the audio book and you're drinking at the same time. So like, you know, just doing more productive things as opposed to just being idle and sitting. You know, I try to keep myself busy a lot more, especially when I'm off of the clock.
Yeah.
So we're like, it just makes sense to just continue to do one extra thing before bed.
Yeah.
You sleep peaceful at night.
100%.
You wake up even better.
Yeah.
You know?
It's nice not to stress out about the stuff you have to do as soon as you wake up.
Right.
When it's already laid out and you kind of just smoothly transition.
Coast through it, man. And so like just being more consistent and more disciplined in my daily habits that are productive.
Nice.
So whether it's taking lunch to work and just focusing on the little things, which ultimately, you know, starts to build up and becomes bigger.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
How long have you been at the dealership you're at?
I started in was it like April, March or something like that?
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
You have an apparel brand.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that real quick.
Rosewear Clothing Company is what it's called. Speaking of which, my brother's an artist, goes by the name of Teddy Rose. So how it started is we wanted to come up with
Isn't that a singer?
Yeah, you might be thinking about like Teddy Swims.
Okay, yeah.
But there's also a Teddy Rose.
Okay.
Teddy Swims is dope as well. But my brother is Teddy Rose. He's dope.
Okay.
He's dope also. But we wanted to come up with the logo, and so we came up with the bear.
Yeah.
Obviously it's a teddy bear and it has a rose in its mouth, and the grill that adds some feng shui to it. Has a rose in it, and so we put it on a bunch of T-shirts.
Yeah, and
his manager at the time, Sid, he's like, "What's your position within the label?" I was just like, "Shit, I don't know, fashion, maybe." Like that's what I like. You know, I can't write a rhyme, can't rap, I can't sing, I can't do any of that, but I can put some stuff together. As far as clothing is concerned, I can put some stuff together. So took this logo, put it on a bunch of T-shirts, and like people still wear the T-shirts. That was back in like 2017, maybe 2018,
nice,
or something like that. And so like so many different colors, and then like hoodies, koozies, keychains, and it just started to, you know, it was merch.
Yeah,
it was merch. Now, and I look back at a photo last night, matter of fact, and like the clothes were folded on the table and things of that sort. And like just throughout all of this journey, I'm like, I hate it when people called it merch.
Yeah.
I didn't understand why they were calling it merch either. I was too, I guess, naive or young to understand why they were calling it merch and not a brand.
Yeah.
Garments and things of that sort. It's, you know, certain things and certain elements of clothing to be able to separate what merch is and what like an actual brand is.
100%.
And so now at this point, Rosewear will always be like the foundational piece. But it's time to grow as I am and as the brand is. It's growing into something much more than Rosewear clothing company. So
Really cool.
I got a name for it, and I mean it's coming soon.
I'm excited to see.
It's coming soon, man. It's not gonna be. It's gonna have different layers to it, as a rose does.
Yeah.
It's gonna have different layers to it, so I'm excited. Rosewear Clothing Company or Rosewear Co. on our socials. But I got some ideas, and I can't wait to present them to the world.
That's cool.
So it's about timing. I know that there's never like the right time, but like in due time, the world will see.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. Got a couple things and just lining up. Like one of the guys who first brought me into it is like, you need to get your next 5 collections ready to go. And I'm like, next 5? What?
Yeah.
Next 5? That's a lot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When I say I'm probably at this point sitting on maybe a whole year to 2 years, maybe 3 years of just like work that I've done in silence.
Yeah.
To be able to build to where we're about to go to.
Yeah.
Like it's deep. Like the mocks and things of that sort. Don't think that like just because you haven't seen anything new or fresh from Rosewear, like I haven't been working. I've been working.
Yeah.
You know, but I had to find the time to be in the right place to be in that creative space.
Oh yeah, and apparel's it's an investment.
It takes money to make money, all right?
Bro, I remember I don't got 10, 12 grand to drop on like an order.
Right.
That's, I hope
Yeah.
it'll sell, but like it takes more time to sell. There's stuff that hanging out. Then you just got dollar signs sitting on shelves. You can. Yeah. And depending on like one release may hit really hard, and then you may think you got a cool idea, and it's like, damn, that didn't sell the way I wanted it to, I've been there. I remember you were talking about reflecting, man. I remember like going through getting stuff sent for like the girls on the team to try out, different sports bra type things that we could do whatever, right? It takes a lot of work.
I remember our first order that we did, and it was an ungodly amount, and I would never make that mistake again.
Oh God,
ever. Like, it's like, yeah, we want the whole spread, and we never recovered from that. We never recovered because like you can't sell that much. Like, how are you gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, whew.
My first order came in a week before COVID.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Shoot me now. What did you do? It's good to see you still here, bud.
Yeah. Well, it's so pretty. Well, I ended up like getting it, and that tornado hit Nashville in 2020.
Yeah.
And so I donated a bunch of stuff. Because I was like, dude, I was already overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And it all sold pretty well. And over time, I sold all of it. But I still had stuff even 4 years in that was still like from that.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool. We connect on that. Like
absolutely.
The brand apparel side of things. And again, at the time, like my brand is totally different than what it was then.
Right.
So it's like bringing something completely different to life in a way. Same logo, just a deeper meaning.
For sure.
I'm excited to see what you got going on, man.
Yeah, I can't wait. Just because it's been a journey of where we started from to where the brand is going now. And I believe that clothing is a form of expression. Like you get to express the way you feel on that day because of what you put on.
Yeah.
And I believe it should make you happy. I believe it should, like the quality of the garment that you're putting on, and like, oh, this feels good. It makes you happy. It makes you happy because you got a certain design that not everybody necessarily else has on.
Yeah.
Or this jacket is, a one-on-one, something that no one else is gonna have on. It's so easy to go buy the same shirt from H&M or Zara or things of that sort that the same guy down the street got the same shirt on. I'm finna go home.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, just it allowed me to, open up my creative juices, per se. And that year that I had to be able to just be by myself and be able to travel, I was able to pick up different things from like art shows and music and be able to fuse all of that into one and created something called the Rose Lounge.
Yeah.
To where it is a creative pop-up shop, to where it's just not only, clothing, but we're also adding music, spirits, and art in a form of in one place to where like it's an intrusive pop-up shop experience.
And that's coming?
That's already been done.
Damn. I was about to say I'll show up.
Yeah, it's already been done. So now it's like others are doing things of that sort. And so I feel like you asked, like, you know, there's different forms of success, right?
Yeah.
It's how you view it. I believe that was a successful part in Brosware's journey.
Yeah.
Now it's time to do something else.
Yeah.
Can't let that secret out.
I'm excited. I'm gonna hit you up for like a one of a kind fanny pack.
Yeah. No, we had fanny packs too.
Yeah, I put out fanny packs too.
Yeah.
I was like, I got to do it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That's awesome, man.
Absolutely.
And you said something earlier, man, and I'm not going to talk about it long. You talked about being in a season where you had to start. Everybody was there when it was great.
Right.
And then you were alone, and it's like, you know, and I realized that with the brand. I was at a place where I was in that building, and, you know, things shifted hard.
Right.
I had this team that I put together that you thought they, you know, maybe they'd be there to catch your fall, but when they couldn't get anything out of you, when things weren't great, when I wasn't going to all these events, and we had the truck, and, you know, after the event, we're selling out apparel, and we're going, I'm buying shots for everybody, and it's just a good time. I can't do that. I'm in a season of life where I've got a family. Things have shifted tremendously, and dude, like crickets. And I remember talking to my wife, like, you know, about the team thing. She's like, Joe, you realize you've done this yourself. She said, you don't need to focus on that. And I appreciate her. She's a wise woman. And I really had to dig deep and be like, what am I about? What is this?
Yeah.
What am I even doing?
Right.
And that forced me to go as deep and authentic as possible and create something so much different. So I'm also very grateful for that season.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Of having to hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sure you are too, in hindsight. Like, your perspective is probably different than now than it was then, right?
Yeah. And I'm grateful for, you know, for that time.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but I'd be a fool to say that I wish I was still in that time, because I wouldn't have learned who I was as an individual. Yeah. And I can't place blame on anyone else or whatever. It's just the time that, like, we had together for that season. Yeah. But this season is about, you know, what is it that I want to accomplish? What is it that I want to build? What is it that, you know, makes me happy? Yeah. You were busy making everyone else happy because, hey, we're having a party over here. Come over here. We'll do it. Let's buy shots. Yeah. That wasn't for you. That was for them.
And my ego at the time.
Your ego, right? And that's a mo.
It is. Like, oh, these people, they love this.
Right.
I feel good about it.
Yeah.
I can make this happen.
Yeah.
But that ain't shit, man. That don't mean nothing.
It doesn't mean a single thing when you're at home and alone and by yourself.
Humility is a powerful thing, man. Especially when you know, you don't plan on it.
Yeah.
You know, and it hits you.
Because when life slaps you.
Yeah. Who are you?
Who are you?
What do transparency and authenticity mean to you today when you mean to you beyond social media and what it displays?
I think one, people only post what they want you to see. I don't post a lot. Not anymore. Yeah. I had someone after my relationship, they called me and they're like, "Are you still in a relationship?" I said, "What? Are you still with that girl?" And I'm like, "How'd you know that?" Yeah. How did you know that? I'd rather meet people face to face, bud, and just be genuine, be transparent, and either you like me or you don't. And that's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
It is what it is. But, like, you know, the perception that people often paint on socials is like, you know, it's either my life is that great or like it's wild to me that people get in front of their camera and start crying. And I'm like, well.
You know the guy Ali Omega or something like that? He's like a soccer player over in like UK.
Yeah.
He always does that. Like, there's a girl crying and doing something, and there was like a light. You know, you could see it was lit up, and she was like on a pillow crying, and you see him set up the whole scene. And someone's recording him, and he's like, gets a pillow off the couch, and he's like, and he stops, and he's like, looks at his camera, he's like, oh yeah, that's good.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
it's like,
Yeah, so like, social media, I feel like there's a love-hate because there's some good things on it, right?
Yeah.
There's some things that, can inspire you. There's some things that can challenge you. There's some things that like you can pick up from. But then there's also some things that aren't so true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're living in a world of AI. You got to squint to make sure that that's a really real person. And it's like, I don't know. Is that what they're feeding me? Like, I don't know. So I'd rather be transparent and authentic in person. Like, if you know me, you know who I am as an individual, a solid person.
Authenticity is the key.
Yeah. I can paint whatever picture I want on online.
Yeah.
So therefore I'd rather just,
I feel you, man. And I'm big on like all my content being very authentic. Like if you start checking it out, you're on the ride with me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to share the highlight reel. It's going to be like real as hell the whole way through, and I try to be very, very intentional about it, but I want to build a goal of mine is this to become like the most authentic brand out there. That's like when I visualize it, I want to be known for authenticity. Yeah. And with the AI stuff, it's like, and true authenticity is going to shine the more artificial things get.
Right.
And so like, that's why like, I appreciate that about you because, that's important.
I think eventually people will want the real.
Yes. Yes.
I think people will want the real as opposed to something that's made up. And I was thinking about this the other night. Like, we're going to get to a point where we're not going to know what is really real and what's not, what story's coming out.
Yeah.
Like, be transparent with me. Like keep it a buck.
Yeah. I think that a lot of that has to do with like my take on that too is like spiritual strength, being able to have that discernment and able to tell what is real and what isn't, like if you're spiritually strong, I think you're going to be able to see through those cracks a little bit. It's going to be hard, but at times I'm sure, you know what I'm saying? But, dude, this has been such a great conversation. I could keep talking to you all day.
Absolutely.
We are getting towards the end of it. I do got a couple more questions. Is there anything that you really want to touch on before we do close out? Because I've got so much stuff I could just sit and chat with you about.
Man, I think at the end of the day, when the day ends, are you being yourself? Yeah. And I think we got to often ask ourselves that because we live in a world where people are, not authentically being themselves.
Yeah.
And we look in the mirror and say, hey, what did I do today to make me happy? Yeah. What did I do for self? I think all that goes into a point of like, your happiness is probably going to look a lot different than other people's happiness. And that's okay. Yeah. Being okay with that, your success is probably going to look a lot different than Jeff Bezos, but that's somebody that you can, compare to. Like, what did he do?
Yeah.
What did he do? I don't think when did it get popping? Like 40 years old. Like we're still we still have years and milestones to get there. Like
yeah.
But what are we picking up anything that anyone's leaving behind? Are we picking up and adding it to our repertoire to make sure that, we are becoming the best versions of ourselves?
Yeah.
Is 5 a.m. Is that 5 a.m. workout? Is that you? Is that who you are?
Yeah.
Or does more 5 p.m.? Is that where you can get your workout in?
Yeah.
And is it an everyday thing? Or does it work for you Monday, Wednesday, and Friday?
Yeah.
You got to be okay with that.
Yeah. You got to be able to be consistent with it.
And be consistent with it.
Yeah.
And be consistent. And that consistency and discipline goes a long way. Yeah. And it's going to shape you at the end of the day.
And the further you go along, you realize how much those things stand out.
It's routine. It starts to become routine. It starts to become your habit. It takes 21 days to make that a habit. Shoot, 1 week down, 2 weeks down, and then you just keep going.
Keep crushing it.
It's natural.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What are you becoming that younger you needed to see?
What am I becoming that younger me that I can do anything? I can do anything that I put my mind to.
Oh yeah.
Whether it is getting under a sewing machine, because it took me some time.
Yeah.
The first time I got under the sewing machine, couldn't figure it out. Now everyone is like, oh, you sew? And I'm like, yeah, I do a little something, but I'm still learning.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a class.
Yeah.
Because I want to be better at it.
Yeah.
I want to start to create my own garment.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to know that you can't go get this in H&M because I made it.
Yeah.
Right? And that's why there's a premium on that price.
That's cool.
It's like this isn't, and that's why, like I say, it's a difference between merch and brand.
Yeah.
When it comes to apparel and garments, the decorating, and I'm looking at what was being made back then when I was, decorating the clothes. It's a lot going on, but I had a lot going on in my life, and so now the simplistic side of me is like, less is more. This is just what's needed. This is what's needed. Boom, 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 and like that's it.
Yeah.
We don't have to do a whole bunch of stuff. We just have to find what works for us at the end of the day.
Man, that's perfect. And I resonate so much with that.
Yeah.
Most of the things you've talked about, we could probably take down this 2-hour long segue if we wanted to.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to do that.
We got a to be continued.
Yeah, we're going to have to do that. And I would be honored to, record with you again sometime when the time aligns, right?
Yeah.
We're definitely going to be staying in touch. But I do have one final question for you.
Okay.
You ready for it?
Yeah.
Tremayne, what is your relentless pursuit?
My relentless pursuit is being able to be the best individual that I am while being the best father to my son.
Beautifully said.
Yeah.
I love it.
I don't think I need to go any further because the things that make me happy are probably not going to be the things that make you happy. Yeah. The things that you do are what you do very well, and the things that I do are what I do very well. And at the end of the day, we can still be friends.
Hell yeah. And I love that, man. And I'm glad that we've become friends now.
Absolutely.
I'm grateful for your time, man. And is there anything else you want to share with the audience, where to find you or support you or anything like that?
I mean, my handle, I got a couple of handles. I say social media, but like at Tremayne21, it's my Instagram handle. My clothing handle is at Rosewear Co., which is ran by me and a couple brothers of mine that I grew up with. And then my auto page, Maine's Auto, on Instagram. So three of them, it's usually me behind them all.
Hell yeah, man. On the grind, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you, brother.
Joe, absolutely. Thank you, brother.
Man, it's been a
Pleasure.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. Until next time. One of the biggest lessons that I've learned in this show, and honestly in life, is that healing doesn't live in just one lane. Some people find it through addiction recovery, some through therapy, some through faith, some through hard conversations that they've avoided for years, and some for finally being honest about what they're carrying. I started this show to give people a voice, to share real journeys, real struggles, and real growth. And what it's shown me is how many people are walking through similar battles, even if it looks different on the surface. Through this platform, I've been connected with people across so many lanes: addiction recovery, mental health, veterans and first responders, faith, marriage and relationships, trauma, and everything in between. I want to say this clearly. If you're listening right now and you're struggling, please reach out. You don't need to know exactly what you need. You don't need the right words. You don't have to even know exactly where to start. But through my network, I'll do everything I can to get you connected with the right person in the right lane for where you are. That's what this show is about. Real stories, real connection, and reminding people that there is a way forward.